addressed at the launching ceremony of National Disaster Response Plan 2019. NDMA is grateful to Honorable Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Mr. Ali, is as flashed on the screen. Now we will start the formal proceedings with the recitation from the Holy Quran.
The documents which we consulted while revision of NDRP include National Disaster Management Act of 2010, National Disaster Response Plan, old one, National Disaster Management Plan of 2012, National Disaster Risk Reduction Policy of 2013, National Policy Guidelines on Vulnerable Groups in Disasters, Host Nation Support Guidelines, Minimum Standard of Relief and Care to persons affected by disasters. Ladies and gentlemen, now I shall present the gestation mechanism between the disaster management authorities, roles of concerned ministries, department, humanitarian organizations, NGO, INGOs, UN agencies, media, private sector, and community-based organizations. And this plan focuses on the existing relief system in Pakistan, categorization of disasters, the procedure for declaring calamity hit areas, early warning system and flow of information vertically and laterally. It includes from national to provincial, provincial to district level, and district to community level. Structure of NDRP, it has 4 sections, and section 1, which is disasters in Pakistan and overview, it covers brief hazard profile of Pakistan, historical details of disasters in Pakistan, and in section 2, which is about humanitarian structure in Pakistan, includes evaluation of disaster management system in Pakistan and functions of disaster management authorities and other stakeholders. And in section 3, which is about activation of NDRP, that include categorization of disasters, criteria and procedure for declaration of emergency in area, that is district, province or national level, actions of stakeholder during various stages of disasters. And the last section, which is about disaster response, that include procedures on provision of emergency services, public assistance, evacuation, rescue and relief activities immediately after any disaster, carrying out rapid need assessment, and lastly, consideration for post-response activities, that is early recovery, rehabilitation and reconstruction. A word about some future steps. Orientation sessions may be conducted in coordination with federal, provincial government department, armed forces, NGOs, INGOs, UN agencies, private sector, and other stakeholders. PDMAs and DDMAs and relevant ministries and departments may also develop their own disaster response plan in line with NDRP 2019, and mock and simulation exercise may be organized for testing of this current NDRP, which is NDRP 2019. At the end, National Disaster Management Authority is thankful to all those who have participated in this activity. That includes Lieutenant General Nadeem Ahmed, Hilal Imtiaz Military Retired, Brigadier Sajid Naeem, Stara Imtiaz Retired, Idris Masood Saab, Member DRR, for providing valuable insight during this preparatory sessions. Asian Disaster Preparedness Center for provision of technical support to us, National Humanitarian Network for coordination, especially Ms. Sana Zulafkar, team of consultants from NDU and other departments for their dedication and commitment, and team of officers from Response Directorate for their commitment, continuous hard work, and support. I thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor of having among us Brigadier Sajid Naeem Retired, Sitare Imtiaz Military, Asian Disaster Preparedness Center's country manager in Pakistan since 2017. He has organized number of capacity building trainings in the field of disaster management. He also has experience of serving at NDMA as member operations and the head of National Institute of Disaster Management. Without further delay, I would request Brigadier Sajid Naeem Retired, Sitare
Most merciful. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ali Muhammad Khan, Minister for State for the Parliamentary Affairs, respected Lieutenant General Umar Mahmood Hayat, Hilal Imtiaz Military, Chairman NDMA, Lieutenant General Nadeem Ahmed, Chief Executive, National Disaster Risks Management Fund, Mr. Sasida Kamara, Director, Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, Mr. Mukhtar Ahmed, Member Operation NDMA, members of the Pakistan Resilience Partnership, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. Indeed, it's an honor for me to be here to attend this event and to brief you on the program which is being implemented by Asian Disaster Preparedness Center under the umbrella of Pakistan Resilience Partnership. Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, an intergovernmental organization, has been working in Pakistan since almost 1 decade now in the field of disaster risk management in consultation with the national government and humanitarian actors in Pakistan. Beside other programs, the main program titled Strengthening Emergency Response Capacity of the Government and Humanitarian Actor in Asia is being implemented in Pakistan. The aim of this program is to improve the preparedness for response and recovery of both the government officials and the humanitarian actors working in Pakistan. Other than Pakistan, this program is being run in 5 other countries: Cambodia, Myanmar, Nepal, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. The program focuses on 3 main key areas, namely the capacity building and training of all stakeholders in Pakistan, the humanitarian coordination, and humanitarian information and knowledge sharing. In order to address the coordination issues between the partner countries, 6 countries, Asian Preparedness Partnership, we call it APP, has been formed at the regional level, primarily for the knowledge sharing and capacity building of each other. Similarly, at country level, Pakistan Resilience Partnership, we have named it as PRP, has been formed, which for the time being comprises of the government, which is led by NDMA. We have the local humanitarian organization under the umbrella of NHN, the business private sector, which is being led by the Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industries, media, and academia. Governance structure and roles and responsibility of all partners have been spelled out in the process document, which was formulated by all the partners of the PRP, finalized and signed by everyone in February 2017. In Pakistan, the program commenced in 2017 with the conduct of the baseline assessment to assess the needs of all partners who are part of the program. And accordingly, a 5-year roadmap was formulated and then approved by the steering committee of the Pakistan Resilience Partnership. And then some of the activities, depending upon the funds available, they were certain finalized and then being executed in Pakistan. Now, the revision of the National Disaster Response Plan 2010 and supporting academia in the research work for which we all are here are basically two main activities, other than a lot of other activities which are being conducted in the three key areas I mentioned earlier. As a representative of Asian Disaster Preparedness Center in Pakistan, I remained associated with all the activities, especially the revision of the National Disaster Response Plan. In fact, this commitment reminds me my first assignment when I joined NDMA in 2010 as member of operation. Then Chairman NDMA, Lieutenant General Farooq, he assigned me a 185 pages document which I was to read each and every line of it, scrutinize it, shorten it, give a shape, and then it was approved by the chairman and then Prime Minister of Pakistan. Some of the old colleagues I see here who actually supported me in that. Idris, thank you very much for being supportive every time. On the lighter side, having been engaged in both these revisions, the NDRP 2010 and 2019, I think I am justified of saying that कि साजिद कल भी शामिल था और साजिद आज भी शामिल है. And inshallah, I'll be available for any other activity which are being implemented or wherever my support is needed. Ladies and gentlemen, in the end, my personal thanks on my behalf and behalf of the ADPC, like to thank the partners of the Pakistan Preparedness Partnership for supported us, actually our team, in implementing the activity. My special thanks to Chairman NDMA for continuous inspiration, facilitation and guidance he provided us in implementing the program. Many thanks to NDMA Operational Wing, headed by Brigadier Mukhtar Ahmed, for their all-out support. Of course, the team led by Sana Zulfikar and her team of NHN National Secretariat for smooth conduct of the activities, and of course, the team of consultants who were engaged in the revision of the National Disaster Response Plan. My very special and personal thanks to my mentor, Lieutenant General Nadeem Ahmed, Hilal Imtiaz Military, for his valuable contribution and guidance he rendered during the revision of the National Disaster Response Plan. We look forward for further assistance from your side also. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
From Center for Disaster Preparedness and Management, University of Peshawar. I was assigned a research work on the causes and consequences of deforestation, a case study of Shishiku Valley District, Lower Chitral, KP. Previously, most of the students carried out the research work by their own expenses. However, for my work, I was given honorarium from the Pakistan Resilience Partnership Platform. It was a great support for me in completing the assignment. I would like to thank the university management for exploring such a great opportunities and PRP for providing the financial support, which was a great help to completing the task in far-flung area. I would like to thank PRP on behalf of other students as well for providing financial support to all of us to conduct their comprehensive work. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ahmad Khan, Honorable State Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Lieutenant General Umar Mohammed Hayat, Chairman NDMA, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I must say that it is an honor and privilege for me to be in this occasion and witness this particular event. In fact, as Sajid mentioned, as part of Asian Preparedness and Asian Preparedness Partnership, we've been working in 6 countries in this particular initiative. And this is, I would say, this is one of the major events in this particular partnership, regional partnership. And of course, as we all know, each country has its own mechanisms, its own speed and own initiatives, making these national initiatives into their account and implementation. But when I should not compare countries because each country has got each context and each challenges and different contexts. But I was telling our colleagues yesterday when we met at the NDMA, when we compared rest of the countries in Asian preparedness partnerships, we feel like Pakistan is well ahead. Not only developing such plan and launching such plan, but also the leadership that you are providing at the region. And I like to highlight the fact that it shows this particular plan shows not only beneficial for the country or the Pakistani people, but also I am sure that this will put the way forward for rest of the countries in the region. Because this is going to be referred to and this is going to be utilized by rest of the countries in the Asian Preparedness Partnership. And then when I look at the partnerships, PRP, Pakistan Resilience Partnership, which mobilized the government, which mobilized the civil society network and local NGO networks and the private sector. The contribution, eagerness, and the value that you all bring into this particular partnership, not only in Pakistan, but also in the region and even in the global level, I would say tremendous. And I was having a small chat while I was preparing for this event with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is the donor for this particular initiatives. My message was that I am always, whenever I am dealing with Pakistan and Pakistani partners, this is not just to please you, this is my genuine assessment. I said I am amazed. And we need to build on this one and we need to bring this to the region. And on behalf of ADPC, Senior Management and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, I like to confirm and I like to make our commitments on behalf of ADPC that ADPC will continue to work with the government of Pakistan and rest of the stakeholders as one of the founding member country of ADPC Charter. And we've been designing our next phase of this APP and PRP for next 3 years. But we have benchmarked ourselves up to 2030, especially in PRP and APP. So we don't like this particular program to be seen as a project or program, but like to see this as a partnership which is owned by Pakistanis, which is owned by Pakistan partners, and our role would be a small contribution, and all the initiatives in PRP has been by you, not by us. And our support has been just to keep hand-holding support, and learn from you and bring that message to the rest of the region as well as to the world. And I don't want to take much of your time because there are distinguished speakers to talk about Pakistan and the way forward for Pakistan. But again, I'd like to congratulate the leadership of NDMA and all other key stakeholders, multiple stakeholders, those who are here, as well as the people of Pakistan. And PRP is all about people. It's about at-risk communities. And each word of this National Disaster Response Plan, I believe, will bring the prosperity and will bring the Pakistan people towards safe and sustainable development. Once again, I know that you will do this job for Pakistan, but my request is that don't limit yourself to Pakistan. Please extend your support to work with ADPC for rest of the region. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware that National Disaster Management
Alaikum and a very good afternoon. Honorable Chief Guest, Engineer Ali Mohammed Khan, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Senator Atiq, Lieutenant General Nadeem, Mr. Sisra Kumara, Director ADPC, and so many friends and familiar faces that are sitting here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very grateful to all of you for making it possible to attend this event. As you all know, Pakistan has a diverse landscape which has snow-capped and rugged mountains, riverine plains, vast deserts, an extended coastal area, exposing Pakistan to all types of natural as well as human-induced hazards. Since its inception, Pakistan has faced and handled devastating disasters. However, over a period of time, the disaster management bodies and system has become mature and has started contributing towards Pakistan, a disaster-resilient country. Today, I am confident that disaster management bodies of Pakistan are in the process of becoming capable and ready to handle all types of disasters at short notice with minimum losses to human life. The functioning of National Disaster Management Commission, NDMC, under the stewardship of the Prime Minister and its executive organ, that is the NDMA, ushered in an across-the-board transformation of the national perspective on this subject. While disasters are beyond our control, our capacity to minimize risks, prevent losses, prepare, respond, and recover can be improved significantly. We have considerably enhanced our technical capabilities in forecasting and closely monitoring predictable hazards. A planned reorientation of all stakeholders heralded the much-needed evolution of the legal framework, administrative arrangements, and organizational structures and financial outlays to achieve the desired disaster risk management goals. NDMA has revised the National Disaster Response Plan 2019 after extensive cross-sectoral consultations which seek to upgrade the country's ability to cope with all kinds of conceivable disasters. To achieve this purpose, a range of disaster management activities from preparedness to response has been addressed. The formulation outlines a framework for emergency response at different levels of the government, identifies roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders, and lays down coordination mechanisms for achieving or involving organizations like the UN, international NGOs, local NGOs, civil society organizations, public and private sector, and media to harness the full national potential for efficient disaster management. We do understand and admit the efficacy of any plan depends on its currency. Therefore, the NDRP also needs to be kept relevant through regular updation. Towards this end, NDMA will welcome suggestions and recommendations for improvement. At the end, I would like to thank all of you who have been involved. My special thanks to General Nadeem, who's one of the foremost humanitarians of Pakistan. The way the structure of disaster management today looks, the way it has evolved, has tremendous contributions from General Nadeem. So we thank you for your contributions, sir. And I would like to thank the ADPC for being such strong partners in achieving what we've been able to achieve and in working towards a more resilient Pakistan, in sharing Pakistan's knowledge of disaster management with the region and the knowledge of other countries in the region with Pakistan. ADPC has done a wonderful job with us over these last 2 years. And I would be amiss if I don't thank the Honorable Minister. He's been one of the most forthcoming people whenever we've invited him to any cause that deals with disaster management. Thank you very much, Minister. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are also presenting Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Mr. Ali Muhammad Khan is a member of Pakistan's National Assembly from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and appointed as a Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs and the head of Prime Minister's Public Affairs and Grievances Wing. The minister hails from a well-educated and renowned political background. The minister was personally designated as chief guest by the Prime Minister of Pakistan for this ceremony. The minister is at a time an advocate, an engineer, and a successful politician representing the youth of Pakistan. I am honored to request the Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ali Muhammad Khan, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, to please come to the podium for his remarks.
शुक्रिया जी। सबसे पहले तो मैं वेलकम करता हूँ आपको। I welcome you, Mr. Kumara, here. And I'm thankful to you and your organization for coming to Pakistan, helping us and collaborating with us and having a long-standing partnership with Pakistan for over the years. So we thank you for that. And I also hope कि उर्दू में मैं बात करूँगा फिर आप भी बताएंगे मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ कि आपको पाकिस्तान का आना, यहाँ पे ठहरना और यहाँ पे आपको मुख्तलिफ जगहों पे जाना जो है आपको अच्छा लगे और हमारी दुआ है कि आप पहले भी आते रहें, बार बार भी आएँ. You come here before. We pray, we hope that you come here again, and we have got very beautiful places, northern areas. You don't have time to go to northern areas, you can at least go to Murray, and you can go to Bourbon, which is just like an hour's drive from Islamabad. Inna Allahu wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم صدق الله مولانا العظيم. It's a brilliant topic. It's a brilliant issue. I don't find myself worthy enough to talk on this, but I'll try to do justice as much as I can. I'm here amongst a very worthy gentry of people who have worked and who served for Pakistan through crisis. Nadeem Saab sitting here, we being students of universities and colleges in those days. Pakistan was going through those turmoil era of 2005 earthquakes, and before that, we did our best for Pakistan. And I fail to understand why are they retiring Lieutenant General Umar, who still seems very young. And he told me that he has served around 40 years for Pakistan. I'm myself 43. That means when you got recruited, I was only 3 years old.
You're making me feel old.
You look young. You look young. I know you have got a very young heart. We share a few things in common. And Sajid Saab, you too, and Mukhtar Saab. मेरी दुआ है कि जो काबिल लोग हैं जो पाकिस्तान की जिन्होंने खिदमत की है, in one way or the other we don't lose them, because once you're out of the scene you get lost in a haze of time. A few months back I had that opportunity of attending a ceremony of retired civil officers, all officers, कुछ बहुत बीमार और कुछ जाहिर है जब आपकी एज हो जाती है आपको एक फीलिंग होती है that you're not required anymore. You have that feeling of redundancy. So when they invited me for a program, I said कि मैं आपका permanent मैं आपका guest बनूंगा, मैं आता रहूंगा, and I have that collaboration with them. We had a very good program in Fatima Jinnah Park in that Qaid-e-Azam Auditorium, I think. और वहाँ पे मैंने उनसे एक बात की, और जो इसके हवाले से तो मैं बात करूंगा, लेकिन मेरी एक फीलिंग है बड़ी मुश्किल से ज़िंदगी में आप एक ऐसे लेवल पे पहुँचते हैं where you can share something which you have earned, the book of life which you have studied by the passing years, जिसका कोई नेमल बदल black and white में नहीं है किताब में. तो once you touch that age of 60 or 65 and you get retired, तो आपकी वो खूबियाँ और रियासत के फिर भी काम आनी चाहिए. मुमलिकत खुद आज़ाद इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान की काम आनी चाहिए. I had this idea, मैं कोशिश करूँगा इसको हम मटीरियलाइज करें कि एक थिंक टैंक्स हम बनाएं और उनसे मुस्तकिल इन टच रहें और उनकी गाइडेंस में हम मुल्क को आगे लेके जाएं मुख्तलिफ फील्ड्स में. एंड दैट गोज़ फॉर मिलिट्री एज वेल, दैट गोज़ फॉर सिविल ब्यूरोक्रेसी एज वेल. सिविल ब्यूरोक्रेसी में जिन की जो एक्सपर्टीज़ हैं, ये जो इशू है दिस वन, आई थिंक दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कुरान में अल्लाह एक जगह कहते हैं एंड उसका मफहूम ये है कि अपने घोड़े तैयार रखो, prepare your horses. As they say that hope for the best but prepare for the worst. And as they also say that adversity never strikes alone. आपने देखा होगा अपनी ज़िंदगी में, आपको तजर्बा हुआ होगा, कभी खुदा ना करे feel some sort of hazard, कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है घर में, घरेलू ज़िंदगी में, प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में, वो अकेले नहीं आती, वो पीछे सारे रेलू कटे उसके साथ होते हैं, वो आप एक मसले के साथ और जुड़े होते हैं. तो which are those nations who are wise? The wise nations, they prepare themselves, they hope for the best, but they prepare themselves for the worst. And we have seen in our life, in the life of this young nation, we have seen many crises. Yes, we are resilient, of course, there is no doubt about that. I don't think there may be any other more resilient nation than the nation of Pakistan, our armed forces and our civil society. The way we stand together in the time of crisis. But the problem is that when the crisis is over, we are scattered like anything. Now is the time to think and regroup. And think that are we ready to face those challenges which may be facing us eyeball to eyeball in our near future? Just as a couple of weeks ago, and still I think the crisis may be still there. The threat from a very aggressive mind but impotent enemy. Impotent इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि हवाई जहाज उड़ाना नहीं सिखा सकते. मैंने मोदी साहब को कहा था कि चलो चाय हम पिला देंगे, अगली बार जरा थोड़ा जहाज उड़ाना सिखा के भेज देना यहाँ हमारे पास. बार बार हम उसको भेज नहीं सकेंगे अभिनंदन को, थोड़ा सिखा के भेजा करो. When I was studying in my early university days and college days, we had that great institution of NCC and Girl Guides and training hoti thi. I think that was a good institution. I would request, if I get a time, if an opportunity arises, I would request our Honorable PM Saab to restart those beautiful programs for the moral and physical grooming of our upcoming generations, because it's not only the book which teaches you. Basically through those educational systems you get evolved to serve as a better human being, as a better citizen of your country. You can become a good Pakistani. Each and every young member of this society, may that be a young boy or a girl, they should at least be capable to some extent to face the calamities or the adversities, at least to the level of their home, their house, their street, their small towns. It's not only the army which fights, it's basically the nation which fights behind and stands tall behind its armed forces. The history of mankind is full of these examples that they had been mightiest of the armed forces, but they had lost. And a few, and a very poorly managed, but well equipped in terms of their nations standing behind them. Gallant forces have performed well when their nations have stood behind them. Pakistan is an example of that. We have, alhamdulillah, a very professional armed forces and a society which stands behind its armed forces, but we need good leadership from the civil administration so that we can train our youth and we can quote in examples from the worst of our enemies, as they say, that know thy enemy. If somebody has doubt, I can't help that person, but I'm very clear that the enemy number one of Pakistan is Israel, because they are our ideological foes. And we have to learn from our enemies as well, as they have learned from us. Many years ago, I read somewhere that the former Prime Minister of Israel, Golda Meir, she was once boomeranged and had to face hard questions in her parliament, that what are you trying to do with Israel? Are you making it a security state? And she quoted the examples of our Holy Prophet ﷺ. And she said that for them, we are their enemies. And she quoted our Prophet ﷺ that, look, at the time of his death, he didn't have much in his house, but he had swords, he had shields in his home. So that's why we are preparing ourselves for the coming challenges. Yes, the challenges may not only be on the battleground, but they may be coming in our face, just in front of us, on the field of national calamities and man-made disasters. As we had seen, I had seen in my life, before us, in the former East Pakistan, the present Bangladesh, the famous famine of the 1970s. Then in our life, we saw the floods of 1990s. Earthquake of 2005 was very devastating, both physically, infrastructure-wise, and mentally too. The nation was sort of drained at that time. But then the nation stood again. And everybody from nook and corner of Pakistan, they came to those areas. I remember young students, young kids coming and contributing. And then the floods of 2009 and 10. They again devastated us. Have we learned something from history? I think yes, but I feel no. Though we have institutions and organizations which are trying their best, but I think much more is needed. Yes, we have these big organizations with big names, people willing to work, but choked with finances, monetarily and intellectually, because you can't do much if the governments of the day don't stand behind you. Luckily, we have a person at the seat of Prime Minister today in the form of PM Imran Khan, who is himself an environmentalist and a person who is very severe to the changes of climate, to the challenges coming to our generations, who himself is a fitness freak, who loves trees, who loves greenery, and who does not know about the Billion Tree Tsunami project. I hope we run many more like that. A couple of days ago, I was in University of Haripur. We have got such a class academia in our universities, and one of them was Mr. Gilani, our VC there in Haripur. We had a conference on food security and agriculture and climate change. And I was very impressed by the way they were investing in those areas, despite their meager resources. And I suggested to them that the government of the day will help you if you want to plant trees. Let's involve our young lot, our youth, our students, and we will inshallah provide you with as many trees as you want to plant. And whenever you want to start that plantation drive, just give me a call. I'm an hour away from you, an hour drive away from you. I'll come and join you. And I also suggested to them that we as a Muslims, we have this belief that cleanliness is half of iman, safai nisf iman hai. लेकिन हम हमेशा बल्दिया के इंतजार में रहते हैं, यार कोई और आके मेरी गली साफ करे. क्यों भाई? हम अपने पैगंबर से बड़े सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से. वो अगर अपने घर में झाड़ू लगा सकते थे अपने पाक हाथों से, हम नहीं लगा सकते? Why can't we help our wives and our mothers? And why can't we clean our streets? So I told him that दूसरी ड्राइव आप cleanliness करें. मैं इंशाल्लाह हरिपुर में और जिधर भी पाकिस्तान में आप मुझे बुलाएंगे, we will be there. So this is a government which is very much on it. We want to invest in these plans to save our country and our generation and our youth and our future from all these calamities. May that be in form of earthquake, may that be in form of floods, may that be in form of anything, famine or whatever. As we have that famine today in Balochistan. I had been to Quetta a week ago. As I have that PM grievances wing working under me in my ministry, we have to reach to different districts so that those people who are poor, who can't afford to come to Islamabad, we go and reach out to them so that Imran Khan's promise of justice at your doorstep is delivered at least to the extent of executive. So we go to different districts. I have been to Quetta, I have been to Attak, I have been to many places. Yesterday I was in Lahore. A couple of days ago I was in Haripur. I have been to Bunair. I have been to many places. I have been to Peshawar. I have been to Sawabi. I have been to Chakwal. I think time has come up now. We won't be able to justify and forgive ourselves if we don't prepare as a nation now. जो बलूचिस्तान में famine है, कोई 16 या 18 districts हैं. There are 18 districts who are hurt now because of that famine. I was in Quetta, and when you are flying over Quetta, तो जो vast area of बलूचिस्तान आपके नीचे से गुजरता है, आपका दिल दुखता है कि काश हम पिछले 50-60 साल में कुछ ऐसा कर पाते, कुछ ऐसे स्मॉल डैम्स बना पाते. सोने जैसी ज़मीनें हैं हमारी, लेकिन हमारी कुछ इल प्लानिंग की वजह से वो हम नहीं कर सके. मेरी ख्वाहिश है, and I'll discuss it with our aviation minister साहब इंशाल्लाह, as Imran Khan wants. मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि जब मैं अगली बार क्वेटा एयरपोर्ट पे उतरूं तो ग्रीनरी हो, वहाँ खूबसूरत प्लांट्स लगे हों. क्यों नहीं सोचा लोगों ने इससे पहले? ये मुल्क हमारा नहीं है? कुछ figures I would like to share with you. I think despite meager resources and much lack of interest by the people at the helm of affairs, I think NDMA has done good with collaboration from PDMA and DDMAs, though none of them is that active which should have been at the level of the political gurus. They should invest more, we should invest more. At the moment, the plan which has been placed in front of the Honorable PM Saab, according to that plan, inshallah, 104 billion rupees are proposed, which I have been informed that my elder brother, Finance Minister Asad Umar Saab, has in a way he has recommended and approved that, but that awaits approval from the worthy cabinet. Just sharing a few of the figures with the dignitaries from the other countries and many of my friends who may not be knowing them, ताकि आपको थोड़ा सा एहसास हो कि भाई ऐसा भी नहीं है कि कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, काफ़ी सारा हुआ है, लेकिन बहुत सारा होना बाकी है. In earthquake 2005, जो हमारी ज़िंदगी का एक ऐसा दिन था, अल्लाह ऐसा दिन कभी भी ना लाए हमारी ज़िंदगी में, जो घरों के घर और ख़ानदानों के ख़ानदान जो है वो सफ़ा हस्ती से मिट गए. जनरेशंस, मोहल्लों के मोहल्ले, गांव के गांव मिस्मार हो गए. There were deaths of around 73,000, to be exact, 73,338. 3.5 million population was affected. Infrastructure destroyed was from 50 to 70% in some of the areas. Houses damaged were 6,600,000. The relief was 385,000 shelters was prepared for the families. Temporary shelters. Tents, 9,51,000. So around 1 million tents were provided to the people. Blankets, many ration, medicine, sorties flown, 30,334 sorties were flown to take people to safe places. Then the flood of 2010, around 2,000 deaths occurred, 1985 to be exact. 1985 हमारे पाकिस्तानी फौत हुए 2010 की फ्लड्स में. Injured just under 3,000. Houses damaged, काफ़ी सारा ये नुकसान हुआ. I think it is 1.6 million. Great relief was provided. The nation stood again, along with its forces and government of the day. Blankets, 1.5 million blankets, 2,90,000 mosquito nets, plastic mats, 1,28,000 and all. Economic impact of those floods was immense. It was 855 billion, 850 अरब रुपए का वो impact था, जो कि कोई बनता है 5.8% of our GDP in 2009. अब जो हुआ है ड्राफ्ट इन बलूचिस्तान, इसमें सिंध के भी कुछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स उसमें हैं. कितने सर वो? 8? मेरे पास 8 हैं. So 160 million relief has been provided by NDMA up until now. The requirement is too much. For that we would request Honorable Kumara Sahab, you and all the communities, as I was in the previous program of yours as well, and at that time I think we had representatives from UN and from different organizations.
We do today also.
Yes. So I would request that we would be needing help from you people, because at the end of the day we are all humans, having different religions but one creator. The impact is too much. It's US $93.6 million for 1 year. So we obviously need help. PDMA in Balochistan is trying their best in their limited resources. They have provided food items of 20 kilograms each and non-food items to 53,996 affected families for 15 days. Response by PDMA Sindh distributed 814,561 wheat bags, which is composed of 50 kilograms per bag, amongst affected families, and 203,624 special ration bags for pregnant women. Allocated Rs 573.727 million, 573 million, expanded 395.109 and remaining 178.617 million in the pipeline for utilization. In the end, as man can only propose, but the Almighty disposes. As the founder of the nation once said, and I would recommend each and every kid, brother and sister, sons and daughters of mine here, please spare around 200 or 300 rupees and go and buy the book of your founder of the nation, Qaid-e-Azam, written by his illustrious and worthy sister Fatima Jinnah, my brother, by the name of my brother, and see and read what sort of a person he was, and read it from a close range, from a person who cannot be more closer than Fatima Jinnah. Believe me, you will fall in love with a man. अफसोस की बात है, हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम हमें ना पैगंबर खुदा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से मिलाता है, ना सहाबा कराम से, और ना हमारे इन जायंट्स से, और ना हमारे फाउंडर से. बस सिर्फ रिवाजी सा है. पढ़ना भी पड़े तो आपको जाके कहीं और से पढ़ना पड़ता है, फिर आपको आइडिया होता है. स्टैनले वोल्फर्ट का पढ़ना पड़ता है, या फिर आपको जसवंत सिंह का जिना पढ़ना पड़ता है. मुझे जिना से जब मोहब्बत हुई, दैट वाज इन अ बुक बाय आवर आर्च राइवल्स जिना, जसवंत सिंह ने जो लिखी थी, उसमें जिस चीज़ से मुझे मोहब्बत हुई वो क्या थी, जब वो जिना डेथ बेड पे थे और मरने लगे थे, और खाना उनका आया, उन्होंने पूछा किसने पकाया, तो उन्होंने कहा कि जालंधर से या अमृतसर से आपका कोई फेवरेट कुक है. एंड इमीडिएटली जिना क्वेश्चन देम, ने पूछा हु पेड फॉर देम. ये हमारे लिए मिसालें हैं. आज अगर इमरान खान करें, लोग हंसते हैं कि यार क्या हो जाएगा अगर आप अपने पीएम हाउस का थोड़ा खर्चा घटा लेंगे, क्या हो जाएगा. ये हो जाएगा कि जब एक शख्स हजरत उस्मान गनी रज़ियल्लाहु तआला अन्हु के पास गया इमदाद लेने, तो उन्होंने दिया बजाया हुआ था, उन्होंने कहा ये मुझे क्या इमदाद देगा। फिर उसको पता लगा कि जात पे वो नहीं यूज करते थे, वरना उनके पास उस जमाने में करोड़ों थे। कायद ने पूछा हु पेड फॉर इट, एंड दे सेड सर यू आर गवर्नर जनरल, यू आर फाउंडर ऑफ द नेशन विल स्पेंड ऑन यू। नहीं, मेरी चेक बुक लाओ। ही साइन द अमाउंट, उसको कहा उसको अमृतसर भेजो, मैं सरकार के खजाने पे नहीं खाऊंगा, मौज मेले नहीं करूंगा। So now is the time कि हम अपने फाउंडर के प्रिंसिपल्स पे जाएं, कायद आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना के। एंड मैं उनके इस बात पे ख़त्म करना चाहूँगा, विल भी है, रिजॉल्व भी है, सलाहियत भी है। मैं कहता हूँ खान साहब को किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ ये जो बिलियन ट्री सुनामी के लिए हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी स्कूलों के स्टूडेंट्स, हमारी आर्म फोर्सेज और पैरामिलिट्री और पुलिस के इदारे ही काफ़ी हैं, और अवाम खुद फिर ज्वाइन करेगी। एक नौजवान उधेड़ उम्र में, यानी कि रीचिंग 50, मेरे पास मेरे खुली कचहरी में आया। आप कहते हैं ना कि हम कहते हैं बड़ी किताबों में बड़ा इल्म है जनरल साहब, किताब होगा, असल इल्म जो है वो जिंदगी की किताब में है। द गाय इज एन इलिटरेट पर्सन एंड लुक एट द स्ट्रीट विजडम ऑफ दैट चैप। उसके पास मोबाइल तक नहीं है, वो नहीं रखता मोबाइल, गरीब आदमी मेरे पास आया, मुझे कहता है कि आप एक काम तो करें ना, हमारे लीडर कहता है हमारे लीडर दरख्त उगा रहे हैं, तो उनको एक रिक्वेस्ट करें। मैंने कहा क्या? उन्होंने कहा उनको कहें कि आप अरबों दरख्त लगा रहे हैं, सो व्हाई डोंट यू प्लांट फ्रूट ट्रीज, बिलियंस ऑफ देम, ताकि वो गरीब जो बाजारों में फिरते हैं, वो जो कोई, आपने कभी सोचा है हम दिन के 10-12 हज़ार उड़ा देते हैं खानों पे, आपने कभी सोचा है कि 10,000 में लोग 12,000 में महीना गुजार रहे हैं? उस आदमी का सोचें जो हमारी सिक्योरिटी पे होता है बाहर, जो 12 से 15,000 पर महीना कमा रहे हैं, वो बाजार से जब गुजरता है उसके भी बच्चे हैं, और वो भी अपने बच्चों से उतना ही प्यार करता है जितना मैं अपने उस्मान और मानूर से करता हूं, उसका भी उतना ही दिल करता है कि मैं उनके लिए फल और फ्रूट खरीद के लेके जाऊं, वो लेके जा सकता है। हम जब अपना फल या फ्रूट खाते हैं, अपने नौकर के हाथ उसको पिकवाते हैं बाहर, हैव यू एवर थॉट उसको खिलाना तो दूर की बात, क्या उसका दिल नहीं चाहेगा? दिस इज व्हाट इस्लाम हैज टॉट अस, कि आप अपने गली में अपने छिलके ना फेंकें। तो उसने कहा कि आप ये फलों वाले लगाएं ताकि गरीब लाखों करोड़ों लोग खा सकें, अरबों दरख्त लग रहे हैं। पाकिस्तान इज इंशाल्लाह इन द मेकिंग, पाकिस्तान बन रहा है, पाकिस्तान उठ रहा है, पाकिस्तान इमर्ज कर रहा है, दुनिया ट्रस्ट कर रही है, पैसा आ रहा है इंशाल्लाह। आपका एक ऑनरेबल ईमानदार आदमी बैठा है, इसी दिन के इंतजार में ये लोग भी बैठे थे जो अपने सीनों पे गोली खाते हैं। वो चाहते हैं कि अगर सीने पे गोली खाएं तो ऐसा बंदा उधर बैठो जो हमारा माल कम अज कम ना खाए। तो कायद की इस बात पे मैं खत्म करूंगा। मिस्टर कुमारा, द फाउंडर ऑफ पाकिस्तान, कायद आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना, he once said, उनकी बहुत सी, many of his sayings are favorite of mine, but this one is probably at the top 10 or top 5. मुसलमान मुसीबत में घबराया नहीं करता, मुसलमान never lose hope amongst while in a time of crisis. We don't lose hope, and the Pakistani nation has proved that despite its challenges, despite its meager resources, whenever the World Committee has desired and they have suffered crisis, we have helped them in any place. May that be US, may that be Thailand, may that be even India, may that be East Pakistan, present Bangladesh. We have served the Committee of Nations, and we expect, inshallah, that since Pakistan is becoming an emerging, inshallah, economic and intellectual and technological giant in the South Asia, under the able leadership of Mr. Imran Khan, we hope that a Committee of Nations will stand together, shoulder to shoulder with the nation of Pakistan, and we assure you that we are peace-loving, nation. We are a nation who have been created by a person who was himself a servant of a pen. He was a Democrat, and he was a learned man, and his name was Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for a thoughtful talk. Now I would request the Honorable Chief Guest and Chairman NDMA to kindly come forward for presenting souvenirs to those who remain involved in the development of National Disaster Response Plan 2019. Please proceed to the stage when I call your name. Lieutenant General Nadeem Ahmed, retired, Hilal-e-Imtiaz Military. Brigadier Mukhtar Ahmed. Brigadier Mukhtar Ahmed, Sitare-Imtiaz Military. Mr. Idris Masood. Brigadier Sajid Naeem, retired, Sitare-Imtiaz Military. Brigadier Wasim Ishaq. Lieutenant Colonel Alauddin. Major Mohammad Amjad Iqbal. Mr. Farhan Ahmed.
जाओ कैसा जाओ कैसा काजी कमाल का बोला काजी कमाल सब जाए
ये निकाल दे चाहिए आपको वो आ गई ये क्या नहीं वो आ गई
Miss Sana Zulfikar. Mr. Talal Masood. Mr. Kashif will receive the souvenir on behalf of Mr. Talal Masood. And Mr. Hamad Latif. Now I will request the Honorable Chief Guest and the guests of honor and the recipient of souvenirs for a group photo.
आगे से लेते हैं हम